Because a lot of times, not the verdict, I'm so used to recording the verdict, but of Anne France 360, which is more of a fun process for me because I get to talk to people who, are doing a lot of the same things as me or, doing things that I want to do or that I can relate to a little bit more. My other show, the Verdict podcast, is more of a labor of love and a practice ground, where I try a lot of new things. And then I do another show, Socially Acceptable, with a good friend of mine, host of The Greater Good, AJ. And that's more so just kind of therapeutic because, we don't even really push it a lot, but we just kind of just want to talk.
Yeah.
Want to talk. So, that's my spill. I'm not sure how, familiar you guys were with me. So tell me a little bit about you. First of all, tell me, first of all, introduce yourself.
Okay. So I'm Desi T.
Okay, hi, Socks.
We're the co-founders of the Rap Hippies. The Rap Hippies is a media collective based out of Atlanta. We hold videographers, photographers, correspondents, writers, the whole nine. And we just basically, our platform is to expose, the hip-hop culture in its greatest form and good music, lyricism, artistry, just all-around dopeness. We don't see ourselves being tapping into the mainstream more so. We still create dig. Underground,
Big
yeah.
time.
Okay, and so, first of all, where'd that name come from, the Rap Hippies?
Can you tell the story?
We were throwing around a whole bunch of different names.
Yeah.
Like Desi T mentioned, crate diggers. Like we threw that around.
We had Neighborhood Watch. It was a couple of.
We had a whole bunch of them.
But we sat down. We used to, before we even did anything, we used to go to JR Crickets, which was like.
Oh wow, throwback meetings.
It's a wing spot in Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
and we would just go there and just kind of brainstorm some things. And I don't know how the Rap Hippies came about.
Honestly, I think, man, what we did was we wrote down a whole bunch of words associated with hip hop. And we wrote a whole bunch of words that were associated with like counterculture because that's what we represent. So when we
said
did all
counterculture,
that,
that's what really
counterculture, kind of like
hippies.
Hippies
They're the
were
opposite of what's
Okay,
out there.
Makes sense. I'm following you. How did you two meet?
College.
College. We
that's what I figured.
Yeah. So we went to Kennesaw State University in Kennesaw, Georgia, and at the time I was a music director at our radio.
I was the social media lead.
Were you social?
In promotion.
Yeah, and I think the first time we officially met,
I hated him.
She actually hated me. But I think the first time we officially met was at the Red Bull thing.
Yes.
So she was one of the judges at one of our open mics.
Yeah.
And she was one of the judges. I think
he was the curator.
Yeah,
he was the curator of the panel.
Okay.
We were the judges of it, and after that, I don't think we necessarily saw each other a lot after that. And then
it wasn't until we started going to class together.
Yeah.
We had a class together. He was about to graduate, but we were both still working at the radio station. And so with him about to graduate, he needed to find somebody to take his spot as music director. I'm like 2 years behind him.
Is this the college radio station?
This is our college radio station.
Okay.
So at that time, he was a music director. And then when he left, he basically started training me to take his position.
Okay.
And so that's how we got cool. Like real cool.
Yeah. I remember. Do you remember when we went? So we went bowling once.
Oh yeah.
And one of our mutual homeboys brought Desi. I think this might have been like the first time or the second time we met.
Yeah.
And I introduced myself, and she kind of looked at me like,
nigga, I know
like
you.
really, you know who the fuck I am. So.
When you introduced yourself, did you know that she probably knows who I am, but I'm going to introduce myself anyway?
I honestly didn't.
Honestly,
and I don't even know if Desi T knows this today. I thought that
I do know.
our homeboy was dating her. Like, I thought it was a girl that he met.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, okay. Like, this is
And let I remind you, this is after the panel that he curated.
Yeah.
That I was a judge on. Like, so he just didn't even... He just really didn't fuck with me like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not but like, nah, I didn't, you know.
And that's why I didn't like them.
So,
now, in that culture, Atlanta, and I've always been told that, like, you know, Atlanta really fucks with each other. Like, those people.
Atlanta supports Atlanta. Hashtag Atlanta supports Atlanta.
Okay, so it's very easy to, you know, meet people who will support you, who come to your event.
It's cliquey.
To an extent.
Yes, Atlanta is very cliquey.
To an extent, yeah.
You gotta play the game.
Yeah, you gotta find your niche, you gotta see. But I mean, I think that's where our platform comes into play, where it's easy for us because if we see dope shit, we're gonna support it. And then people want people to support them, so then they support us in turn.
But
okay.
It's a lot of, I don't know if there's too many media outlets in Atlanta that do what we do.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of people that do a lot of different things in Atlanta. So like Deja T said, it's very cliquish. It's very
So we have our own team. We have it's not just us two. It's back home we have a team of 10 to 11. So just there's other people who do that as well, who are videographers, production, music, you know what I'm saying, photographers, like, but us, they only stick to like one particular like niche. For us, we're a media collective, so we have everybody. We have everybody that represents the Rap Hippies that are always, you know, out in the city trying to do stuff.
Right. That's essentially what the House of Splash is.
Okay.
However, you know, I have trouble finding motivated individuals. You know what I mean? So, or, you know, there's a lot of people who went to school for whatever they went to school for, and they have a great job, and, you know, they have opportunities and options, you know. But this is what, you know, I went to school for, and this is like, you know, where I'm trying to, you know, build a career, do what I'm trying to do. So, you know, it's not really a hobby for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm not being paid what I want to be paid, it's still not playtime. You know, and some people think it's playtime. So, you know.
Yeah, and when you know, run into people that don't have that, like, passion like you do, it's a little more difficult, you know.
Right.
I'm not playing. You might be, you know.
You know, you're just unwinding or doing whatever you're doing, but I'm actually building a portfolio, you know, building
investing. I'm actually investing time and money into this.
A lot of people don't think that way.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it feels different when, you know, you bought the microphone cord, the microphone arm, the table, the carpet, the chairs, you know, the lights. You know what I'm saying? It feels a little different when, you know, you paying for all this stuff versus when, you know, some people just, you know, show up and, you know, flip a switch. It's like, you know, I don't know. It's just a little different with ownership. So what was like the first thing y'all collaborated on as far as like when y'all were like, okay, we got the name, we could work together, we could do this. What's like the first thing that happened?
Our radio show.
Yeah.
We originally, the Rap Hippies was born on a podcast, on a radio show.
Okay.
So that's when we sat down trying to figure out a name, because we both, K-High Sauce graduated, he was graduated for maybe 2 years after I graduated.
Right.
And so he was moving back to Atlanta because he moved to Vegas. Moving back to Atlanta, I'm like, bro, I just graduated. I want us to have a platform. I missed the mic, like, you know, whatever. So one of our other college friends who also worked at a radio station was working at a digital radio station in Atlanta.
Shout out to DJ Trouble.
Yeah, in Soraya. So those two, they were already at a station, and we all knew each other. We all went to school together. We all did radio together. So they brought us on into that particular platform that we were on, and we took over that was our channel. Like, you can find the Rap Hippies on the freshman class. Like, when you go on the app, you would literally click on the freshman class, and that's where you would see us in our show. We were up there every Tuesday, Thursday from 8 to 10.
And when was this?
This was
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
2016. 2016, 2017. Up until March of 2017.
March, April, something like that.
Yeah.
So what happened was the only reason why we're not on the podcast now is because the radio station we were working with decided to go their separate ways.
Right.
Like, as far as just the radio station in general, not just with our show. And you know, we still wanted to get our music out there, or like the music
our
that
content,
we wanted, and everything like that. So when we did that, we're like, okay, well, maybe we could take it visual. You know, maybe we could do this on camera. So we got a website. We started writing.
We literally took the segments of our show
and made them visual.
And put it into a visual form. So then, like on our show, we had The Relevant, which was talking about music news, music, everything that's relevant in music and hip hop culture.
Okay.
That was a segment on the show. We then took it and made it into a YouTube show.
Okay.
And under the Rap Hippies. So that started to be something that we did every month, we tried to do it every weekend because of course we were on air every Tuesday and Thursday. So we try to transition it in, but now that you bring in the visual aspect, the cameras, the green screen, the setup, like it got a little bit more difficult, but we still made it work. And we still released The Relevant.
Right, we still have The Relevant. We also have Mad Love Session where we give like people like shine or whatever, like artists, kind of like an interview setting. And we just call it Mad Love. Like we actually got the name from it. Like remember at Paid in Full? He's like, I showed that nigga mad love, B.
Yeah, so that was one of our segments on air. So like we had a guest come on, trying to show that nigga mad love, B. And so we then put it into a visual form. The Relevant is a visual form. Then now we have Mad Love live sessions, which is our visual form, and that's basically bringing the artists that we really fuck with in Atlanta.
And so what kind of success? Like what kind of success would you say? You've experienced from the platform thus far?
Well, so this year actually
has been our best year.
Yeah, it's really picked up. The radio station kind of like moving on and us going visual is probably the best thing that ever happened.
It's a blessing in disguise.
Because we even in January we started going out more. People started knowing who we were.
Right.
And like they had heard like our show. But they didn't know like our faces, so we started showing our face more, and that's when we started getting calls to like cover red carpets, showcases, listening parties.
Right.
That's when we caught the attention of Hype Magazine.
Okay.
So we also.
And what is Hype Magazine?
So Hype Magazine is a digital and they do quarterly prints as well.
Okay.
They pull in. Well, no, it's international actually.
Okay.
Yeah. They pull in different, like all genres and anything you can really think about. And they have maybe about 3 million in audience as far as like just the website, and then like over 1 million in social media. But like they cover everything, so that kind of gave us a bigger platform as well, but still staying true to the Rap Hippies brand. So we don't cover they'll cover pop and rock and techno and all that stuff, but we'll still cover our stuff just on their channel because they're not uncovering like the people that we're uncovering.
The Rap Hippies has a niche. Like there's a particular artist. We do say no to people. You know what I'm saying? Just everybody's a rapper. Everybody's in a closet rapping. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody is good too. But there's a particular sound that's on the Rap Hippies. There's a particular person. You know what I'm saying? There's something that we represent that Hype Magazine didn't. And so we were able to bring that to the table to them as far as our music choice and the people that we listen to and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay. And just that part of hip hop community, because hip hop has subgenres in between. So what the Rap Hippies represent is what we were able to bring to Hype Magazine.
All right, cool. So now that we're kind of caught up on where everything came from, so let's talk about why you were in this particular area.
Okay.
So
we went to Beats and Bars, which is in Durham. Shout out to John Law and everyone that's working there. It's a great conference. It's a great festival.
Was this your first time?
Yeah, it's our first time.
So we were actually supposed to go last year. We got press credentials last year, but it was very last minute, and we wasn't really prepared. But we knew that this is coming up this year, and we made it a point to be like, okay, when Beats and Bars calls us, we gotta go.
Yeah.
So that's why we're here. It's our first time out here. So this is another part of our success for 2018. Like we've really been doing some pretty big things. So this is one of them.
And what type of coverage did you get? Were you on the panels, or were you kind of just doing covering?
Just covering.
The event?
Yeah, we were just covering.
We watched the panels because at the end of the day, we're taking in the knowledge too.
Right.
So we were there watching, took in some things. Actually, one of our professors she basically put us together because we were all in the same class. She was on the panel. So that was kind of came full circle, seeing her up there.
As a matter of fact, the first time WT and I were on camera, actually doing, talking about hip hop, so was a class project at her class.
Yeah.
So it's kind of full circle, which was kind of tight with her.
So, we saw her yesterday. We watched the panels. We went to the first night they had their rooftop like opening thing. We basically kind of been everywhere and interviewing people, just trying to see how their experience has been at the festival, what they've taken from the festival, what do they do. Because of course there are rappers, there are singers, there are people there are artists there as well. So it's been pretty cool. It's pretty dope.
Okay, so now you mentioned that you caught some ciphers.
We caught one cipher last night. I didn't actually know what was going on. I thought they were all just gonna, I thought they were just gonna stand in the line and everybody spit. But then when you heard the host giving like direction, like okay, like
was it Bishop Omega? Was that who was?
No. It was a girl. I forgot what her name is. But she did a great job. Shout out to her. I just don't remember her name. But
here I am.
I can't even tell you. There was so much going on.
Yeah, but so they were in line. She like, if anybody thinks that they're like, if these are written, let us like, it's gonna factor into the judges or whatever. So there's a panel of judges as well. So they were kind of like going at each other. They were killing it, but there was some where I was like, that's written. That's written. There's no way you could think about double entendres off the top of your head like that, unless you got them. But I mean, I don't know. I watch a lot of rap battles.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, it was dope though. It was cool that they did that, like, to kick it off, because whenever somebody's coming off the dome like that, like a lot of people are interested in what they gotta say, like just off the top of their brains. So it was cool. It was Cypher University, and who's the other one?
Cypher, I think that's the name.
Cypher University is okay. Yeah, but it was tight. It was a nice kickoff because the panels had just got done, so everybody's kind of making their way outside
to the main stage.
So and the stage is dope too, man. It's a really Beats and Bars is a really dope, like, intimate setting, and I know they want to get bigger, but I feel like it really works because like their stuff starts on time. There's people in those rooms. People that really care about the like the art and stuff like that. But yeah, if they hold on to that like intimate part, and if they could still make it bigger, but just hold on to that, because it's a very intimate feeling, like talking with the people afterwards, and it's really dope.
Yeah, I'd say so. I didn't get a chance to make it out there this weekend. I had a lot going on. But I did go last year. Last year was like, super lit.
Right.
Like, for real. There was a lot of people I knew who were performing. There was, and then of course, Sahada Prince was there. Right. He finished it.
Nick Grant was there last year.
Nick Grant,
Nick Grant was there.
Yeah. Nitty Scott, yeah. It was a good lineup last year.
Right. It was a pretty decent lineup. So I wasn't able to go. But I guess I brought that up because you mentioned about people who you have to say no to as far as the Rap Hippie. Now, did you see individuals who not only that you have to say no to, but did you also see people who, okay, this person could be affiliated with us?
Yes, we saw a couple of people that was like, actually, for this to be a festival and for Beats and Bars to be very local, they had a lot of good talent. Like, there was a lot as far as
I didn't see a bad performance.
I didn't see a bad performance. Yeah. We may not have liked a song or two, but I did not see a bad performance. And my background is music and business, so when I look at an artist, I look at everything. I look at your stage presence. I look at how you yourself with the crowd. I look at social media. I look at all of that. And I felt like everybody that was there gave what they were supposed to as an artist. Being on stage and performing and giving us that energy and whatnot. So we didn't see not one bad performance.
Everybody had really good energy.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you said,
I don't think there was anybody that we would say no to yesterday.
I don't think so either, to be honest with you. We saw the Materials,
Young
Bull, Danny Blaze.
Dumbfounded was there, which of course he's a known artist.
Who else? Ace Henny. There was a lot of really good performers out there, and and a lot of them had live bands. Right. I don't know if that's a thing in Durham or like
it's becoming more popular.
But
it works.
But I will kind of throw this in here: a band can make anybody sound good.
A band makes you sound better.
Yeah. So
and it also makes you look better.
Right. So for me, what I took away from watching that was, okay, y'all sound really good on this stage. When I go home, I'm going to listen to you on Spotify or SoundCloud, and let's see if it gives me that same feeling. Like, let me see if I can rock with you the same way. So Right,
and I think it's because the culture here supports, like, live shows and live performances. So a lot of them may make music that sounds better on stage, but when you're at home listening to it, it's like I don't know.
Right.
But yeah, definitely some dope talent there, and they're always very used to performing. Very very used to performing. So, I lost my train of thought, which happens. So what was your favorite part about the festival though, like just in general?
I really like panels.
Yeah, we're panel heads.
Yeah.
Okay.
When we go to festivals, we make it a point to, actually sit and learn and take in the knowledge. It's an ever growing. The industry is ever growing.
And it's a great networking opportunity.
So we met a lot of people. People came up to us to see who we were, see what we do. We were able to talk to them, exchange information. Again, it's a networking opportunity. So the panels are always, the music is always going to be there. But, you got to meet the people behind it, the people who do it. So sitting in the panels and just kind of being in that room and taking in all that knowledge was probably.
Tell me, like, if you can, if you have one that you can, bring to mind, what's one misconception that people have of you, or, what's something that, people don't know about you that you want them to know, or, the team itself.
Misconception about the Rap Hippies. Oh, this is a really big one. We're not rappers. We're not. A lot of people think that the Rap Hippies, like, we've had people. Matter of fact, I reached out to someone before, and it was a manager. I think it was the manager of some like West Coast artist, and I was like, hey, we should network or whatever. It's like, hey, I'm not taking on new artists right now. I'm like, actually,
okay, right.
we're a media collective. Like, we do press and stuff. I wanted to like get your artist for an interview. He's like, oh, okay, my bad. But
actually, somebody asked me, like, because they know that we were here for Beats and Bars. I'm like, what are you guys showcasing?
Yeah, like, I mean, if we put our mind to it, we study the craft so much, we might be able to rap, but I don't.
I'm going to just be an observer.
Yeah.
I'm a spectator of the culture.
I'm a spectator.
I think another one that we, like, collectively have is that people don't view us as a serious publication. Like, we take ourselves and our craft very seriously in what we put on our website. And I think people have to realize that you can't just shoot us a link in an email with no subject, no bio, no nothing. Like, treat it like professionally. You wouldn't do that if you were submitting a resume.
Okay, so you allow people to submit their music, like their videos.
Absolutely, because we have this thing called Early Bloomers, where we showcase like underground talent and stuff like that, and we pride ourselves in uncovering people like that. So, if you want, first off, it's like I said, it's like a resume or like a cover letter, like, hey, here's my music, I'm from here, that's what I'm trying to do, blah blah blah. Here's my link. Don't just send us a link, the title of the song and the subject line, and that's it.
Like,
No body, no social media or anything like that.
Nothing.
Because, like, first off, nobody's music is that well. I shouldn't say nobody's music, but have something in there.
Right, like I mean,
give me something to work with. Give me a bio. Give me a website.
Especially if you want to write it.
Yeah, like damn, like what I'm supposed to do with this?
Yeah.
So that's one of the misconceptions that a lot of people have is that we take this very seriously.
This isn't a hobby.
Yeah, and like WT said, we say no. Like, I am a super big. I guess this is kind of misconception about me. I'm a big I'm very very opinionated. And I don't like a lot of stuff touching our brand because we, the Rap Hippies kind of was built up because we got tired of the Lils and the mumble raps and I call them hook rappers because they should.
So how does that work? Like, I mean, a lot of those guys come from Atlanta.
They do, but a lot of them are there's a lot of rappers in Atlanta that don't sound like that.
Atlanta, there's a lot of pockets in Atlanta that hold a lot of subgenres, and there's some. You have to know some people to get into that particular crowd and know who's there because there are other rappers out there that are not mumble, that are not trap, that will still kind of give you like a. There's a new type of Atlanta that's coming out right now. It's very fresh to me. They're far away from trap. They kind of can give off.
Very far away.
I don't even know how to describe it because I don't want to say Outkast because that's such a
Right. Are they Donald Glover inspired?
I mean, in a creative sense, yeah. I would say in a creative sense, absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're not mumbling. I mean, WT is from the DMV, and I'm originally from California, so we and we crate dig. Like we go on like blog sites. We see like we follow different rappers that follow different rappers. So we see like different like we hear different music and stuff like that. So it's not hard for us to uncover music at all. Like we literally have a Google Doc of
who to watch,
like who to watch for.
Yeah.
So that's why I love the internet, because you don't, if the internet didn't exist and we just heard stuff out of Atlanta, like oh my god.
Right. Right. Okay. Wow. So I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Okay.
Shots fired.
Okay.
All right. And so the way we do this is, you're just gonna, let some people know what's going on. Some people, places, organizations, whatever you got, whoever you need to know, whoever made, I don't know if you've seen lately those statuses or those posters. There's like, I don't know who needs to hear this, but you know what I'm saying? That's exactly what we're doing right here. So, I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you borrow some money from somebody, pay them back. And if whatever the situation is, and you come to them and you're like, hey, this is what's going on, and they're like, hey, I understand, work something out. Like, if it's like a situation where you don't have all the money, don't ever feel like you can't go to them and be like, hey, here goes some money,
payment plan or something.
Right, a payment plan. Yeah. Like, what's good with the bread? Like, at no point should you ever be upset that a person is asking for the money back.
Oh no.
That they let you get. So like,
I got some wonders.
I recently saw something that somebody was like, it's rude for you to ask your money back. It's rude that I have to ask you for my money back.
Don't put me in the position. Don't put me in the position to ask for my money back.
Like, let me know something.
Like, if it was important enough for you to ask me, like, why can't you make it important enough to pay it back?
Right. Yeah. I didn't come to you like, hey, bro, you need to borrow some money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now I got, I got to come to you and be like, hey, bro, can I get my bread back?
I got him out there, too.
Like, come on, man. What's going on with you? Like, what do you think this is, man? Like, I didn't tell you my misconception that people have about me, and that's that people think, that I have money,
Yeah.
A lot of people think that, I'm, living it up, or, what I'm saying? Like, no, I just make this look good. That's it. But I'm broke, like most people. I live, I got to pay bills, I got responsibilities. I don't have it just to give to you, like, oh, here you go, here's my money. Like, what the fuck do you think this is?
Yeah.
So, that's my shots fired, man. If you out here borrowing money, give it back, or at least give an update, set up a payment plan.
That's fair.
I got you in 2 weeks. I got you in a month. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to see that $100 back in a month.
Right. But 33 days from now, I'm going to be asking about
Right.
I'm going to be asking. All right, so what you got?
You want to go?
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay, go ahead.
Shots fired at these Instagram flexers.
Oh, boy. That's
my favorite people.
The social, I mean, just a social media flexer in general. Like, the ones that are out here as if they got it like that, but you sleeping on a mattress, and you can't even pay your rent, and you don't even got it like, it's
living with mama.
You living with your mama. You ain't got no job.
You have no ambition.
But you got the bundles though. You got your hair.
I hope so.
You got your bundles and you got your Jordans and you got everything else that make you look good, but you ain't got your shit together to continue to look good and be good.
Right, and you don't even have no plan. You're not even working on it.
You don't have a plan. How are you getting through life?
Right, like what are you doing? What are you about to do?
But you're doing it to look good for social media. Oh, don't let tax time come around. They Instagram, social media flexers are very strong in that time march. Expect it.
And by now, like a person like me, I'm like, okay, I'm waiting for tax time too. But I'm
waiting to invest in some things.
Right. I'm waiting to invest in some things, and even if I am going to do, some mild social media flexing, I'm gonna wait till like
Oh, it ain't coming off that. It's gonna hit maybe in like June.
Right. Damn, I'm up too high on one of these. But it's gonna hit like May, June.
Yeah.
Like May, June, I'm gonna be, what I'm saying.
While y'all sneakers are already dirty because you got them in March.
Right.
Mine's gonna be fresh.
There's gotta be a better thing to spend your money on that shoes, man. There's gotta be.
Back in the day, that's what I used to.
But back in the day when you didn't have like bills and stuff.
Right. Okay. When I got the bills and things like that, that's when I was like, okay, I can't buy my Jordans every week like I want.
Or,
when I got the business and these business expenses, like and it feels better to have these expenses than buying Jordans.
Yeah.
Like for real. What about you? What do you got?
I'm gonna take it to music. We run into this sometimes, but when we find you and you're an underground artist, and we write an article about you, you don't have that much media out at all, and we write about you and send it to you or tag you, and you don't even respond.
Or you do the bare minimum to show love.
You don't understand. There are some publications out there that charge so much money for a look. I understand they have the numbers, but these days, rappers in general, like there's so many of them. For someone to take the time and listen to your music and actually write about it and analyze it,
and then to have the
like if I was a rapper, I put myself in those shoes. If I was a rapper and somebody took the time to listen to my stuff and like even point out lyrics, I would repost that for days. We have one artist, and I want to shout him out, Kid Snap. He's out of Denver. He didn't have that much media out like at all. We wrote an article about him. It's his like bio. That article is his bio.
He continuously shared it on Facebook.
Yeah,
to get his friends to share it. So like, I think what some artists don't, I don't know why they don't understand to show love to the people who are showing you love.
And media. Why would you not show love to media? Like these are the people that potentially can get you where you want to be.
Media, radio, podcast, press, we're the gatekeepers.
Because someone else has to talk about you.
Yeah.
It really doesn't matter.
Not just your friends.
Right, yeah. You know, you have to have people like over here, you know, who are attracting, you know, a different crowd of random strangers discussing you. You know, you can't just, you know, a lot of people think, you know, just because I'm independent or I'm doing it on my own means I'm literally doing everything.
You can do your individual one because I know how to spell.
Okay, so real quick before you go, tell people where they can, you know, stalk you on the internet.
Stalk me. Me personally, you can stalk me at DesiT, which is DESIITEE, where you can stalk the Rap Hippies, which I prefer you to stalk them.
Stalk us.
Stalk us on the Rap Hippies at the Rap Hippies. It's spelled straight out. So that's our social media for everything. To make it easier for everybody, it's just the Rap Hippies on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. Our website is therapphippies.com. Our email address is therapphippies@gmail.com. You know, so.
And that's HIPPIES, not PPY.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, HIPPIE.
My Instagram is not as popular as DesiT's, but if you want to follow me, it's at Home of the High Socks, and that's High Socks spelled HISOX.
Yeah.
What is the High Socks?
High Socks is kind of like, well, in California we wear high socks. We wear two socks and stuff like that. But yeah.
You don't
that's really what it is.
You don't catch him a day without wearing.
Yeah, I always wear high socks.
Okay.
So and we actually have Rap Hippies high socks. It's
pretty dope. You can check our story right now or on Instagram. You can see them.
Okay. I saw in the store, I saw the hats that you guys have.
Yes.
Okay.
So we do have hats. We do have clothes. We are releasing a new line of gear in the fall. Where our team is working on that right now, you know, because it's getting cooler. So we want to bring out the hoodies and the other hats and the we call them kofis every day. What are they called? Beanies. Toboggans, beanies, you know, whatever you want to call them. You know, we're doing that whole thing for the fall, for, you know, the new season that's coming up. So we do have gear coming out. What else do we got going on?
We're still, I'm trying to think what else. We have just so much stuff that just every day. We work with clothing lines. We work with, we're always down to network with people and see like how we can make it work and cross promote. That's a really big thing that I don't think that music and media like do is cross promote.
Cross promotion.
Yeah, man.
Right. Like people don't understand like that's like how you expand.
Exactly.
Yeah. So for me, I've always used the slogan, "You scratch my back, I scratch yours."
Right.
So I see that in everything. For when it comes to rappers, when it comes to clothing lines, when it comes to other people who are also in the industry, like podcasts. And right now, K High Sox said it the other day, like social media is just as strong as money now. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty much. It's a form of currency.
Yeah, somebody allowed me to do something of theirs that cost, and then I was like, I don't have any cash on me or whatever. And she was like, just post me on Facebook. Just post me on Instagram and you're fine.
This is true. This is true. So, okay. And now when you go back home, what events do you have coming up?
So I will be covering the BMI Awards, which is Broadcast Music Incorporated, which is the royalties of, you know, people are signed through BMI or under BMI to make sure they get their money. I cover that every year. I kind of have my own little plug with them, and Janet Jackson is going to be the little honoree, so I'm really excited for that. I'm going to be in the presence of a king.
Yeah.
But we do see, we both are affiliated with little things. We have friends who work with Def Jam. We have connections now with Revolt, and so don't sleep on the Rap Hippies. I'm just gonna go ahead and put that out there now. Don't sleep on us.
Yeah,
get up on us.
I'm wide awake.
We do a lot of things. Me and Kay both work in media 9 to 5, so we're still doing this on the corporate end. But and then we come home and we do it on the creative end. So don't sleep on the connections that we have when it comes down to us. We're very well rounded. We strategically, this is what we went to school for.
Right.
We went to school to be in PR media, and we both got our 9 to 5 jobs in PR and media and things like that. But we expanded ourselves a little bit more and created a platform to be creative.
Right. Like, and you know, I gotta tell people that sometimes. Like, you know, I understand. Like, you know, you might be whoever you are and you're popular on the internet, right? But, like, you know, I actually went to a place and, you know, people were there teaching me, like, you know, hey, this is the algorithms, these are the strategies that need to be employed. Like, you know, I'm not just, you know, turning around and twerking my ass, you know what I'm saying, for, you know, likes and attention. Like, you know, I'm doing a job. Like, I'm performing, I'm, you know, working, you know, at said event. You know, you might think that this looks like I'm partying, but I'm here working. Like, you know, you just here, you know, attending. Yeah. You know, like I'm here, like
I'm working. It's always, for us, it's always working. And don't ever get it twisted. This is something that we enjoy. So going to concerts and festivals and stuff like that, we enjoy it. So why not make a living or try to make a career out of it at the same time?
Yeah, we're always there, like, have the mindset that we have a job to do. And a brand to uphold and to push out there. So we're very mindful of, like, what we have to do to keep that going.
Yeah, so when we get back to Atlanta, we are working on some things branding wise as our team. We actually just got done doing a social media campaign, which started in March or April, which we have 10 people on our team. So each week we dropped a video of our team members to, you know, showcase them as videographers, as marketing, as graphic designers, as, you know, writers and things like that. So now that's complete, thank goodness. We're now moving on to another campaign. So we're just brainstorming that for our brand, continuing to cover festivals, continuing to go to listening parties. This season right now is kind of red carpet season in Atlanta. Of course, when you have awards coming through, we have listening parties, pilots of shows, because we covered Growing Up Hip Hop last year. So, you know, when new shows come up, right now is kind of that season for Atlanta to have press and coverage and whatnot. So we just missed a festival, or like a little, Red Bull had something this weekend. A panel of dope people, it's called Dope People Meet in Atlanta. They just did something. So once we get back home, it's really...
There's a ATL podcast meet, I think, happening in Atlanta.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, my homegirl, Empress Nick, she's having like a podcast meetup.
Have you heard that?
I'm trying to think if that's the one that we recently applied to.
I'm gonna tell her to.
Where's she from originally?
She's from New York.
Yeah, that's it.
The one? Okay.
We actually, damn, it's a small world. I actually saw her online, and we fill out the thing for the panelists. And wow. Yeah. That's small. That's a small world.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell her that. I'll tell her to hit y'all up.
Yeah, she's been interacting with us on Twitter.
Okay, dope.
See, this is why I love social media. Right. Because of that, not for the, like, all the other stuff.
The flexing.
Yeah,
that's crazy, right?
That's the power of social media right there.
Okay,
dope. We're good. We're all set.
All right, perfect, man. So, definitely, if you're coming through Atlanta, if people are, you know, if you got events going on, they should hit you. They should holler at y'all at Rap Hippies. If you got your business together, if you trying to make moves and connect, definitely holler at the Rap Hippies.
Yeah,
you know, if you like this episode of Anne France 360. Like, share, subscribe, rate, review. I'm on iTunes, Google Play. No. I'm on YouTube at Anne France 360. But preferably, you should be watching this episode on my website, thehousesplash.com, where you can see all my other shows, Socially Acceptable, The Verdict Podcast, and some animated content coming soon. So, appreciate y'all coming through.
Yeah, we appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And we're good.
Hey.